But really, what do I know? You know, maybe guns are the problem. Maybe it's guns bad, take the guns from the good people, and then the gangs will stop. Maybe the gangs will stop shooting people and selling drugs if good, honest people disarm themselves. So it seems as if some people in the state of California think that guns are just too easy to get. It seems as if they believe that less people should have guns. This is going to come as no surprise to you, but today we're going to be responding to an LA Times article, the title of it being "Startling Surge in LA Bloodshed as COVID-19 Fades. Too many guns in too many hands." Before we get going though, I do want to say thank you to Route 66 Shooting Sport Park down in San Bernardino, California. They've been a huge supporter of me in the past, and I'm so happy to have them on board. And if you would like to come shooting at Route 66 this weekend with myself and Armed Scholar, we're having an event. If you have not been made aware of this event by now, I'm sorry, I did a horrible job trying to make you aware. So if you want to come down and shoot with us, I would love to see you guys out there. Come out, hang out. There's going to be a ton of vendors. They're doing a giveaway. One of the giveaways during one of those 2 days is going to be a Tommy-built T-36. One of the firearms that the ATF previously said was illegal. They made a new version that is now in compliance with the ATF bullshittery that they are trying to enforce upon us, but they're going to be giving away a G36 clone. I'm super stoked about this. I'm so happy to have all the other vendors as well. I'm going to leave a link down to the website for Armed in May for the event so you can get a little bit more information. Call them, ask them about any questions you might have. But if you're there, I'd love to see you out. I'm probably going to be walking around with the Mac, letting people shoot it and saying hi to everyone. And we're doing a ton of giveaways. I'm so happy. Come shoot with me. Come shoot with Armed Scholar. Love to see you there. So here's the title again. Startling Surge in LA Bloodshed as COVID-19 Fades. Too many guns in too many hands. You know, it's almost like it's just so easy to get a gun in California. We both know that's not true. In this very first paragraph, we see at Harvard UCLA Medical Center, Dr. Brant Putnam has watched the intense weight of the COVID-19 pandemic finally begin to lift in the recent months, only to be replaced by another relentless stressor. Here's the thing. They're running out of ability to fear-monger with the coof and everything going on with COVID, and now they're shifting gears. Now they're going to start making you afraid of other things because they want to push their political agenda, drive views, drive clicks. So now they're going to be talking about gun control a whole lot more, especially as Biden has made it very clear what his priorities are and what they aren't. In the first 4 months of 2021, gunshot victims have arrived at a much greater rate than usual. The Level 1 Trauma Center sees about 3,500 patients a year, an average of 15 experiencing penetrating trauma, which includes shooting and stabbing. If you look at the odds, just the statistics of how many deaths and how many stabbings and shootings, stabbing victims are way more prevalent than guns, and it's just probably going to reflect also in terms of generally how many people they see in a given year. From January 1st to April 27th, the hospital treated 142 victims compared to 76 during the same period last year, an increase of nearly 87%. Good job, California Gun Control. You really proved that you are very effective. It's only up 87%. Wow, you did such a great job. This has definitely been one of the most stressful times in my career. Now, here's the thing. What I love about every single time that you find an article about gun control, about violence, what they're going to do, they're going to find a doctor. They're going to find a surgeon working in any random medical center, and they're going to ask, has this been the most stressful year? And they're going to say, this has definitely been the most stressful time in my career. It doesn't matter what time of day. It doesn't matter what time of year. It doesn't matter what year it is. In these articles, they make sure to find one doctor who is going to answer the question and say, yes, this has been the most stressful. The shootings are just insane this year. I can't believe how crazy they are. So they made sure to get that in there. As the COOF began hospitalizing and killing more people in LA last year, so did the shootings in the street. The increased bloodshed, much of it linked to gangs, surged as the economy faltered, leading to the deadliest year of violence in LA in a decade. So it's good for them to recognize the fact that this is all relating to the general unrest in society and then linking it directly to gang-related activity, because something like 80% of all shootings where they know what's going on is, if it's not suicide, of all murders with guns, is some way linked to gangs. I don't know the exact number. It's just somewhere in that ballpark. So don't quote me exactly on that. I'll try to find the data, but if I can't, I can't. So then they talk about how now that the the shutdowns are kind of coming to an end and life is returning to some level of normal. I don't think we're ever going to see normal unless we truly try to strive to get back to a normal state in society. But it seems like Californians especially love destroying the economy and not letting things reopen, not letting people make their own decisions, and controlling and micromanaging everything that we do. The gun violence, however, is not receding. It's almost as if the huge socioeconomic issues like gang violence and the war on drugs and homelessness might have something to do with that. Now, according to the LA Police Department data, the city as of Saturday had seen 465 shootings since January 1st, an increase in 67% over the same period last year. Homicides at 115 as of Sunday were up more than 26%. Now, you might have seen me smiling when I was reading that. It's not because I'm stoked about more people dying. Obviously, I'm not. It's just funny to me that the solution that they're going to talk about next is going to be that there's too many guns in too many people's hands. Police say gangs were often to blame. Disputes at homeless encampments were another major factor. Victims have included people shot during robberies, drivers randomly shot at in their cars, and pedestrians gunned down on the street. So they're talking about all these things, saying that gangs are often to blame and that often it has something to do with homelessness and disputes in those situations. And then they reference the fact that it is still a safer world than it was in the 1990s. America has generally been on a violent crime decline for the past something like 60 years, with a small blip in the 1990s where everything else after that kind of tapered back down, following the national trend over decades. At weekly meetings this year, LAPD Chief Michelle Moore has lamented the violence, ascribing blame to the wide availability of guns, including homemade ones known as ghost guns, despite gun arrests this year being up more than 90%. I love the fact that in this article they get to mention ghost guns. They always got to find a way, because that's the new scapegoat that they're going to be putting. They're going to say, oh, it's ghost guns. It's, oh, this availability of guns. Guns are the problem. Even though they're arresting more and more people for guns, even though California has some of the most strict gun control in the nation, it seems like it's frankly too many guns in too many hands, Moore told the commission. Now, here's the thing. He is saying that the problem is that people have guns too often. Too many people have guns. The quiet part of that sentence that they aren't saying is that they don't want people to be armed. Therefore, how do you solve that? The only solution to what they are saying the problem is confiscation of firearms. But their problem is they're never going to be able to get the guns off the street. If you disarm good people, it doesn't really disarm bad people. They're acknowledging the fact that most of these things are gang related. Now, if it's gang related, those people are already choosing to break all these laws. It doesn't seem like they're just going to turn them in. We know they're not. But the problem is, even though they can recognize that interchange between gang violence and homeless encampments, where we've seen an increase in retaliation in disputes involving persons experiencing homelessness and narcotic sales. So again, if we were to try to focus on fixing issues with the socioeconomic problems in this state, and maybe if the war on drugs didn't force or didn't enable people to act in these backdoor black market systems where violence is the only way to regulate their sales, maybe we wouldn't be having these massive issues. But really, what do I know? You know, maybe guns are the problem. Maybe it's guns bad, take the guns from the good people, and then the gangs will stop. Maybe the gangs will stop shooting people and selling drugs if good, honest people disarm themselves. I don't know. But if you live in LA County, interestingly enough, Sheriff Alex Villanueva has recently changed his policy on issuing a CCW. If you live in LA County, I highly encourage you watch my videos on LA County CCW and apply. Have the means of protection. I'm not going to recommend that you break the law, but some people choose to stay strapped or get clapped. You get to make those choices for yourself. I'm not a lawyer. This isn't legal advice. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace. I really hope to see some of you there. If you're going to be at Armed in May, I'd love to see you. Comment down below. Let me know that you're going to be there. Thank you.